Well, in case you missed it, Dwayne Wade is now a free agent after reaching a pre-camp buyout agreement with the Bulls. Wade reportedly gave up around a third of the nearly $24 million he was owed this upcoming season. Dot connectors have quickly speculated he'll reunite with his former Miami teammate and summer workout buddy, LeBron James, in Cleveland. But the Spurs, Oklahoma City, and the Miami Heat are all reportedly interested in the 12-time All-Star, and why wouldn't they be? 35 years of age. If you're whispering in Dwayne Wade's ear over the next 24 hours or so, what are you suggesting?
Does he want to win a championship?
I think he does.
Take the minimum and go to Golden State. Tell him, I tell you what, I'll sit there and I'll be one of the best showers. No, I think he ends up in Cleveland. I think he'll go with LeBron. I think that's probably a nice landing spot for him. I don't know how much he's got left in the tank, though. I really don't. He's put a lot of time in. I remember when he first came in from Marquette, how many times he hit the floor. He drove so hard. His jumper was iffy. He got knocked down on every play. And I remember thinking to myself, what kind of longevity will he have? He hit the floor so hard. I just don't know how much he's got left, honestly. But I think, Cleveland's a nice little landing spot for him.
Wasn't that a marketing slogan for him at one point? A shoe commercial? You knock down 7 times, get up 8, something like that. I think that was Dwayne Wade's commercial.
He got knocked down more than 7 times. I tell you that.
I thought that only happened in my neighborhood when I was growing up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, but I think Wade is going to. I would say he should go to Cleveland if he wants to get back to the finals or have a chance to play in the NBA finals. Cleveland is his best spot. I think the way that roster is set up for him, with LeBron James, with the institutional knowledge that he'll bring from winning, I think that it's a perfect fit for him, and I think Cleveland and LeBron probably has been recruiting him a little bit.
I'm sure that's probably the case. From a fit point of view, obviously you've got a guy who's had an incredible career. He's going to the Hall of Fame, 3 championships already. Still scored 18 a game last season, although he had his lowest free throw rate of his career. Tells you a little bit about the way he's playing right now. And with the Cavaliers, a really heavy three-point shooting team, not a player who's ever really embraced or excelled from the three-point line. How much sense does it make?
Well, I think it makes sense, again, for Wade and also for Cleveland because, what they'll need is another scorer. They'll need a 15 to 20-minute player that can come in and give them, on some nights, anywhere from 10 to 15 points in those 15 to 20 minutes that he plays. And I think Dwayne Wade is the perfect player to do that.
Yeah, he's not going to shoot a lot of threes at this point in his career. He shot more last year in Chicago, became a little better at it. But that's not what he does. But then again, if you look at that, he doesn't fit in Houston. You were talking about super teams. Yeah. Where is he going to go and play? Because all those teams now are shooting a lot of threes. Cleveland actually being one of the teams that shoots a ton of threes. But I think, like Isaiah said, I think they're going to use him as a scorer and just say, you know what, our second unit's falling down a little bit. We're not scoring enough. Go out there. He's still capable of having 12 and 14-point quarters. You just get really hot and do that. And sometimes that's all you need. He might have a second quarter where he has 12, 13 points. Maybe he has 15 for the game. But he kept the team alive on that second unit in the second quarter. A specialty-type player at this age.
Yeah, and Mac, you know this more than anybody. Like, the respect factor that a player has when he walks on the floor from the opposing teammates and the opposing coaches, that counts for at least 4 to 5 points.
Yeah.
And then, not only that, the officials, when you walk out on the floor, and the guys who show up to officiate the game, right, they do look at the opposing players. Yeah. They look at the teams, and they go, hey, that's Dwayne Wade. Hey, that's LeBron James. Okay, and who's on your team? Like, who's that guarding him? Yeah. I mean, so there is a human factor that comes into play when you put a Dwayne Wade on your team out there with a LeBron James in a Derrick Rose.
And it's a confidence factor, too, because if you're a young player on Cleveland, you look out there and say, oh, man, I'm playing with Dwayne Wade, LeBron James. I mean, you're going like, hey, I'm feeling good about my chances out here because he just brings they bring a winning attitude to the game. So I think Cleveland's a good spot for him. And again, he is not a 25 to 35 minute a game guy anymore. His role has got to be diminished.
You think they'd start him?
I don't know.
Play those few minutes or bring him off the bench?
I don't know if they'll start him, but flashback because I'm always sitting here so you guys had a guy on your team by the name of Scott Wedman, right? And we're playing them in the playoffs, and everybody's having a really bad game. Scott Wedman comes off the bench and he goes 9 of 10.
Yeah.
Do you remember that game?
3-point line.
Yeah, I mean, blew us out, ended up winning the game and everything. And you only need that from Dwayne Wade in 1 or 2 playoff situations that gets you to the finals.
And Red Auerbach came to me and said, "I'll tell you something, Red, cigar. All right, McHale, I hope you're not a dumbass, you know." I'd say, "I hope I'm not either." He'd say, "Here's the deal. If you come off the bench, you're going against their second team, and by the time you get in the game, you're fresh as can be in the first quarter. We're in the penalty. So you run down and just run into a guy, you get 2 free throws." And he goes, "Then we start the second quarter. They put all their second unit in. You're killing their second unit guys, and you finish the game." He goes, "Why would you want to start?" You know, because I came off the bench quite a bit.
So that's why you were 6th man of the year for.
That's right.
It's the Kevin McHale Award.
Well, yeah, but it made sense to me. I thought when Red said that, I went like, "Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know what? You go against you're in the penalty, and you're going against second teamers a lot. You can work them over, and by the time fourth quarter comes, you're ready to roll."